Alright, so this video is about Cartethyia and how to play her, how to get your damage. I'm going to show you everything you really need to know. But what you have to keep in mind is that Cartethyia has two forms. There's Cartethyia and then there's Fleurdelys. So go ahead and keep this in mind because Cartethyia's main goal, she needs to apply Aero Erosion to the enemy, and she also needs to summon 3 swords. And after she summons all 3 swords, she has to recall the swords. And once she's performed these tasks, then she's ready to transform into Fleurdelys. Alright, so let's go ahead and let me show you how to summon those 3 swords. The first one is going to be your middle sword. It's going to be by doing 4 basic attacks. And then you have 1 sword. The second is going to be your resonant skill.
Be gone, wicked souls.
That's the second sword. And the third one is just doing a heavy attack. Now when you have all 3 swords on the field, you just have to do a plunge. And now you can see that she has all 3 swords and she's recalled them. And you can look at her forte gauge. You can see all 3 swords are glowing, but they're also swirling. Once you see them swirling, then that means you've done everything that you need to do. So now all she has to do is build up her resonance skill, her ult. And once you do her resonance liberation, that's her transformation. So now I'm going to show you the fastest way to get all 3 swords, conjure all 3 swords, and then recall all 3. It's going to be a pretty fast rotation. You're going to do basic attack 4. You're going to cancel into resonance skill. And after the resonance skill, you're going to perform the heavy attack. And then you're going to just do a basic attack after the heavy attack, which is going to automatically transform into the plunge. Alright, so let's go. And then you got all 3 swords. And that was a little slower than it had to be, just to kind of so you can see it. But it's basically just 1, 2, 3, 4, resonance skill, hold down for heavy attack. And once you do the heavy attack, she's still in the air. Just let go of the left click, let go of your mouse, and then just left click once more after the heavy attack, and she'll do the plunge. So that's pretty quick and easy for you guys. Now let's go ahead and let's get into Fleurdelys. So now I have all 3 swords. I have the swirling going around them in the glow. So now I just got to finish building up my resonance liberation. Alright, so now I'm ready for the transformation.
Oceans, bow before me. Vexing malice.
Now I need to build up a resonance liberation again for her,
Sounding the death.
for the ult that does all of the damage. And now here we go.
Windstorm. Sweep all the way.
See how it leaves like a line, like it just cut the earth in half? Now, what I will tell you, you can see that damage wasn't great at all. That's because there's one more thing you need to know about her final resonance liberation when you do it after you transform into Fleurdelys. You actually need to have Aero Erosion applied to the enemy to give it a boost. So every stack of Aero Erosion that you have is actually going to make that resonance liberation hit it a little bit harder. So now, let's talk about how we're going to get resonance liberation to be harder or to hit harder by giving more stacks of Aero Erosion. Alright, so let's talk about her team and how to play the team. Alright, so this team, we have Arrow Rover and Chicona. Chicona is really good for Cartethyia because she can, when she performs her resonance liberation, she's basically applying Aero Erosion, stacks of Aero Erosion, while you're playing with Cartethyia or Fleurdelys. So you want to have that because Fleurdelys actually uses the Aero Erosion for damage when you're doing her basics and her resonance skills. So you want someone like Chicona who's applying Aero Erosion the entire time. Rover is basically here because his outro skill adds a maximum to the in the maximum stacks, he adds 3 to the maximum stacks of erosion that can be applied. So this helps, and the more stacks of erosion, the more powerful that Cartethyia, or I should say Fleurdelys, will be when her ult is performed. So alright, so let's just go ahead and just try to hold a few stacks on there, and we'll see how this works out. So keep in mind, the goal is to have stacks of aero erosion when Fleurdelys performs her ult after she's transformed. So, alright, so let's go ahead and just try to do this. All I want is this outro skill.
I am the Tempest.
So I'm just trying to get that.
Thanks for watching.
Alright, so outro achieved, and this only lasts for 30 seconds.
Deserve it. Listen, the trio of destiny.
Alright. I'm ready.
Oceans, bow before me.
Now I gotta get the ult again.
Centers before.
Since he's hurting. Let's see, you got 6 stacks, which is the max for this team. 6 stacks still. I went to 5, but that's fine.
All evil.
And that's not bad. What you have to understand also about my Fleurdelys or my Cartethyia, my build is not the greatest. I mean, I struggled
Trial isn't over yet.
big time trying to get a good build for her echo set, and I just couldn't do it. So I kind of gave up for a while. So that damage could be a lot better, guys. I mean, I was down. I only had 5 stacks when it could have been 6, and my build is, I'll just be honest with you, it's crap. I do have a Sig, so that's pretty good. And I have the new Echo set, but the stats, the sub stats are just horrible. So I did want to show you how to play with her, show you a little bit about how to get the swords as quick as possible, because she's really fun to play with, and I love her animations, man. They're just the best in the game. So with that being said, guys, hey, thank you for watching. Hey, if there's anything you can give me tips on grinding echoes, man, I would love it.
If it's a duel you want.
Hey, you guys have a good one, all right?